Hello Internet, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefi and we're going to be talking about something really important, the wishlist system. So what are the best units you can be looking for in terms of not only meta and overall will be helpful to your account, but also for tribe tower progression. I think that's the biggest question most people have. So we're going to be talking about both things, good units to have in the wishlist, and then teams for tribe towers, so you can have at least a full team, right? So we're gonna remove everything from here. Let's start by doing that, and then let's go manufacturer by manufacturer, burst by burst, talking about what are the good options for anyone. So let's start top to bottom. Elysion is the worst one, so I want to get that out of the way now, and then we can go into Missilis and Tetra. Elysion is the manufacturer lacking the most units, so it's gonna be hard to progress. It's gonna be hard to get good units and a good team. So let's start with that out of the way, starting with the burst ones. There's literally only two options you can be using right now. We're not going to be talking about limited or collaboration units, right? We will ignore those completely and only focus on what you can get here. When we talk about tribe tower, the only option you can use is Miranda. Emma is great for PvP, but she's a 40-second cooldown, so you can be using her for the heals, but just remind that she's a 40 seconds, so it's going to be a little bit more useless when it comes to that, right? But she's a really good unit if you want to get her. I'm trying to get her to MLB because of the background. When it comes to burst 2s, there's a couple more options. The problem with Elysion is bursting fast enough. They lack burst generators. So for tower, there's two options. You can go Diesel because she will taunt and heal herself. She's a really good unit. Or you could go also Mast. The problem with Mast is she's not actually helping anyone in here. Only you'll see later. She's only helping Guillotine. Maybe you could go also with Maiden. But really, what you want to go, it's either Diesel, because again, taunt and heal, or go with Polly. She's a 40-second cooldown, but the shield she provides, it's super useful. In fact, if you go with Polly, you could also go with Emma at that point, because you will always have the same rotation. So Miranda and Polly are really good options for tower. If you want to replace Polly, you can use Diesel. If you have Summer Helm, you can use Summer Helm. When it comes to burst 3 units, this is a little bit more complicated. Like I said, Elysion is lacking burst generators. So the best option is going to always be Bestie because she's a rocket launcher and you want the burst, but she's not the best damage dealer. Those are these 4 girls on top. So Guillotine, Helm, Privacy, and Maiden. You need to pick 2 from there. If you need more heals, Helm is going to be the answer. If you need more damage, Guillotine, Maiden are going to be really good. If you need the stun, then Privacy is going to be a super good unit. As you all know, Privacy burst, it's amazing for clearing waves because she will stun everyone. So Privacy is pretty good, Helm is pretty good for the heals, Guillotine as the off burst for damage, it's amazing just like Modernia. And then lastly, if you need even more burst generation, Maiden is a pretty good unit because she's a shotgun. I will not burst with her though. So those are the units that are great for, once again, having in your account and for tribe progression. When we talk about the wishlist system, the only reason to actually be optimizing it is if you are before 160. After that, it's honestly just what units do you like, right? What do you want to get? So once again, if you want a team for tribe tower and progression, Diesel or Poly, whatever you prefer. And then when it comes to P3s, probably Private is going to be your best bet. You can go Bestie, you can go Maiden for the generation. If you need more heals, you could replace one of these girls with Helm, and you could replace Diesel with Polly. Again, it's a 40-second, but it should work out. So either that team is going to be really good, or going Polly and then just going the same, which is Privacy, Helm for the heals, and Guillotine or Maiden, whatever you prefer. You probably want to go Maiden or even Bestie in here in the last slot, so you can get the extra burst generation. In my case, I'm going to redo this because I just want course. I'm just looking for dupes so I can get more backgrounds. As you can see, there's no other reason for most people on this. So I want to get this background, this background. I also want to get probably Breed because of the side booba. And then lastly, I don't really care about any of these ones. I guess I'll go for Enwa or Bestie. Yes, so let's go with that. Now let's talk about Missilis. Missilis is a really easy one. There's 2 squads here that will carry you from start of the game, will literally end game every single game mode. That's going to be Mighty Tools, burst 1, burst 2, and that's going to be the Mantis squad. So there you go. That's literally what you need for good units and for progression on everything, not only Missilis Tower. And they are the best units you can get, no discussions. Now, of course, we could say, okay, what are the alternatives if I don't want those girls? If you don't want Litter or you already have her, as you can see, minus score 4, a good option is Pepper. If you have those two, Jackal, it's only great for PvP. She's finding some use on HP meta teams, like for example now 2B, but overall you want to go Litter. Pepper is good for the heals, but we all know who the best B1 in this game is. Litter is literally, pun intended, the best character in the game, so there's nowhere you are going wrong with her. When it comes to B2s, the alternative to Senti is not Juni, it's gonna be Admi. You can use her on reload speed teams, so she actually has some use. Juni is not really a great unit. Once again, she can find some use for burst generation and for heals, but not that good. I would still not go Admi, I would go Senti 100% of the times. And then when it comes to B3s, once again, there's only one option to go here. Crow, it's completely useless. Julia is not good. Epinel could find some uses. And then lastly, the Matisse squad, it's what you want to be using. As you can see, this is my wish list because there's literally nothing else that I'm interested in. The background for Epinel is not something that I like. And then I think that's about it. Yes, Admi and Epinel, I don't really care about their backgrounds. So I'm trying to get my last 2 copies of Drake. Hopefully I can get her soon because she's one of my favorite characters. So I will keep this one. This also works for tri-tower pushing, so you know, pretty good team overall. And also those 5 units are top tier in almost every single tier list. So yeah, pretty good team composition right there. Now let's talk about Tetra. It's the trickiest one. Tetra has the biggest amount of NIKKEs so far. They keep releasing Tetras and Tetras and Tetras. So we have a lot of options here. When it comes to B1s and we talk about tower and we talk about useful units, there are going to be a few units that are actually pretty good. So the best one, hands down, it's Volume, and she's getting even more and more use now that we can make use of those crit units. Soda is a great healer and a great unit. Noise is a pretty good unit for PvP and PvE, for cheesing a lot of content with the town. And then Ludmilla is pretty good for the towns as well, but she cannot heal herself. So take that into consideration if you go with Ludmilla. The rest of the units are not worth getting unless you are going for like super specific team compositions or because you want to get the backgrounds. If you want to get the backgrounds, go for them. But when we talk about useful B1s, are those 4. If you can only pick one team compositions, 100% it's going to be Volume. She's just too good. When it comes to B2s, once again, multiple options. As you can see, a lot of options and a lot of good options. There's multiple things, 1, 2, 3, 4, actually, and 5. So these 5 girls are going to be pretty good. Which one should you prioritize? There's only one answer to that, blank. Why? Bunny girls are the most overpowered units when paired together. So if you have both Blank and Nor, you should pair them together. What if you only have one bunny girl? Okay, then I would recommend going either Dola or Novel. They're both amazing units that can carry you through the whole game. Viper and Ruby are also good. Ruby is better than Viper, take into consideration. But I will go these 2 girls any day of the week after, of course, Blank. Now, Nero, Fog One, Arya, Biscuit are not that used. Arya and Fog One are used for some compositions, for some shield compositions. Nero is mostly PvP, not even PvP, she's not really used. And then Biscuit, it's almost always a PvP unit and a really good PvP unit. She keeps appearing on my pools. I don't know how, I don't have it on the wish list, but she keeps coming. So that's it, Burst 3s. As you can see, this is the least options available. And it's pretty simple to set up. You are already going north, right? So you might as well go with another shotgun and with one of the strongest DPS in the games, Alice. Yulha is not bad. She's used in some Snow White compositions for pushing content and when you want to get high damage, but I will always go with these 3 girls. Bursting with Alice and probably with Nor as well. So let's make the whole team. Once again, I will go Volume, I will go Bunny Girls, and then I will go Alice, Nor, and Sugar. This team should be able to carry you absolutely everywhere. Once again, if by any chance you don't like Volume, you could go Soda in this team composition. Not really. You could go Ludmilla in this team composition because she's getting heals by Bunny Girls, so that's actually like a decent option if you want to. She will get killed though, so you know, just take that into consideration. That's it. You could also, if you don't want to go Bunny Girls, what you could do is go with something like Ludmilla Noise and then just go with Novel, Rupee, or whoever you like, and 2 B3s. probably going to be Alice and one of the shotguns, be it Sugar or be it Nor. I would recommend going with bunny girls though, always. They are just too good to not be used, right? So let me put the team here. I'm actually gonna put the units that I need or the units that I'm looking forward and not these ones. And once again, for me, it's just what backgrounds do I want. In my case, I want Viper 100%. I want Novel background. The rest, I don't really care too much. I'm gonna be real. I'm looking for bunny girls because I want their backgrounds. And then I think Soda is a great option. Soda or Rosanna are really good options. So I'm just gonna go with this. Once again, this really depends on your account. After 160, the wishlist is just a system where you get your favorite units, where you get more backgrounds. That's what most people are looking for into getting this, right? We don't really care about dupes for damage, or at least most people don't. It's that's a system for wells. For us, it's a way of getting more backgrounds for our collection. And that's gonna be it for this video. Probably a little bit longer than usual. We also have the website with all of these guides if you want to go there, guys. Huge thank you to all the Patreons for making this content possible, to all the supporters. One love to all of you. Good luck with your pool generates, and see you on the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。